Good morning. It's Thursday morning. I thought I'd run you through what I've been doing this week, which is once again not a lot. Just been mainly running around and getting stuff sorted out. Just turning you around. I'm in the home. I'm at the greenhouse. I've got myself quite a little collection of leeks going on here, different varieties. As I showed you in pictures yesterday on my Lost the Plot Facebook site. So I've got my giant onions there. I've got some mixed Cumbrian SAS leeks. Sorry. Got some improved Pendle, Blanche leeks. I've got my Yorkshire Giants and some more Cumbrians as well. I've got the Cumbrians and the Pendles off a lad called Freddie Wilshire, and obviously my Giants and stuff I've got off Paul and Mark. But yeah, at the moment what I've been doing at home is I've been getting my electric in the greenhouse, which I've now got in. So I'm going to put a little grow room down here. So I've got my lights in and everything at the minute, and my heater, which has already got a thermostat on, and it's got a little fan as well. So if I want to turn them on, I can turn them on. I've got my little that thing there that's connected to the four-way adapter is there. That's just a timer. It's an electrical timer, so it turns the lights on for 12 hours a day, and the heater's on, kept on all the time. But as you see, I've just got it open elements at the moment. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to get the reflective foil in across the bottom, along the backs and along the sides to keep the light in, and also to try and keep the warmth in for the heater as well, so it doesn't turn on so much. I just put this bit of plastic on for just for the time being for yesterday. That's going to come off. But yeah, that's what I'm going to get cracked on today. Oh, like I mentioned as well, the dog bed, get that clean out. It's ideal for me compost, so I've got a bag of compost in there mixed with some charge and stuff as well. Also, what I'll be doing today once I'm getting that is I'm getting me pots for the next stage of potting on. I'm just going to use these tumblers. I'm going to put the Yorkshire Giants on as well. I'm going to pot some of these Cumbrians and stuff in the other leeks on as well, the mixed variety. So I'm going to put them on today as well and get them all underneath back on the light. So I'll show you what I've done once I've done that. So I'll catch you once I've done that. Right, that's that done. It's taken us about an hour. I've got my own little grow room. So I've got my own little window. I've got my heater on that in there as well. Hopefully this will save us a bit of electricity as well. There's no heating the whole greenhouse up, it's just heating this one little room. So, as you can see, I've got the fire on, the lights are in. I just need to get the plants in, which I'm going to do now. Hopefully that thing's not taking up too much room. It shouldn't be, because it was already full. And that is that. Then my next job, I'm going to go and get the little one up, because he's been asleep while I've been doing this. Then I'm going to pot on the Yorkshire Giants. So I'm going to get on with that now. But I'm pleased that little grow room's done, so I'm cooking my gas now. See, there's always jobs to be done, even if you're not at the allotment. So happy days. Right, that's them all in. Leeks are in, onions are in. Temperature's sitting at 8 degrees at the minute, but that'll soon drop up when I've dropped the door down. So I've got the giant onions on this side. I've got Cumbrians here, Cumbrian mixed here. I've got the Giants, which I potted on just before there. I've got the Pendles at the back, improved Pendles, and the rest of the Cumbrians are there, which I need to do for tomorrow. But nice and bright in there, nice and warm, so see how that goes over the next couple of days. I'll drop this down and I'm going to get that back in the house because it's starting to get very nippy outside. Please, I want to get all that sorted out and done today. Just got to keep the light in as well. Let's hide out of the entire street. There is ventilation in there as well. So, good night. I don't know if you can see us or not, but good night and I'll catch you tomorrow. Hello. It is now Friday, and what I'm going to do is, I'm still at home, and the greenhouse is home. I'm going to put the rest of these Cumbrian leeks on that's in this tray here that I got off Freddie. I'm going to put them 20 in there, and I'm going to put them in the rest of the cups that I've got as well. I've got some more cups where I need to put some holes in, but for the time being, I'm going to get that sorted out and I'm going to get that done now. Hello! Right, that's that done. I can't change because it's very cold and very wet in here. I put a watering can on the top of here before, and I bumped it, and I kind of got a bit wet. Lessons learned, don't put the watering can somewhere where it can fall on top of you. So I've put all them on. I've done a bit of a change around in here as well. So I'll just spin these around. So I've now got everything in the little grow room. So they're all potted in, potted on. Let me giants there. As much as I can get in there. As much as I can get in. I'm going to have to get my pen and mark them all up before I forget what they are. Alright, happy with them. They're under lights now for 12 hours a day. Temperatures 10, 11 degrees. Between 50 and 55 Fahrenheit. Keeping them damp, I'll be watering them once a week. And I'll be bringing the spray up from the allotment as well. Give them a spray every now and then. I've also got these ones as well, which I had too many, so I've popped these on the top here. They get the warmth from the bottom. The bottom comes underneath, so it's still warm in here as well. I mean, at the minute it's only 6 or 7 degrees in here. But yeah, I've had a bit of a swap around on the bench as well because the sun comes over from this side, so I thought I'd just swap them over. I'm going to get a smaller dog bed there as well. I'm going to buy a medium one because that's taking up far too much of that bench. But as the time being goes, that's that sorted. Happy days with that. All the leeks are potted onto the bigger pots. I'm going to leave these another 2 weeks and I'm going to put them on again, see what happens with the different stages. But yeah, I've got plenty there to play with, which I'm happy with. Plenty there to play with, plenty of these to play with. I'm just hoping that them onions pick up. Hopefully they do, considering they're in the best conditions they can get at the moment. So I'm going to sign off. And I'm going to see what else I can get on with. I almost forgot, I potted on the geraniums cuttings that I took a while ago as well. So they're in the new compost as well. So I've just, they're looking alright. They've got some roots on them, which I'm happy with. These three I'm not too sure of. We'll see how things go with them. That's why I've got them separated. But these are all established, which I'm very happy with, because I'm getting free plants. Hey! So I've just left the other one that was outside, because my grandfather has got some. He's got one that's been outside for the last 3 years. It's done it no harm whatsoever. So I'm just going to leave the one that's outside in the garden. But yeah, I'm happy with them. The cuttings I've taken for them, and the lavender cuttings they've taken as well. They've rooted. So I'll just have to see how they go with that. I've also got that garlic from the bulbuses that I had. They're coming up. Pleased with them. Yeah, that's all that's basically happening in here. Hello! Right, I found my stand. So I can have my stand in the greenhouse now and I can just move it around. Happy days. Hands free. I buzzed down the garden yesterday. I managed to get the side skirts on, but I forgot my phone. So I couldn't do anything about that, as I couldn't record it. So I'll show you next time I'm down there. Might be tomorrow, because I will go and pick up the vegetables for Christmas. So what I've been doing is just checking on my leeks, because I found that 5 of them have developed rust. So get that out as soon as possible, so they're separated from the ones that I've got in the grow room. I have been spraying them as well, try and prevent other diseases and things like that on them. What I've done today is, when I came in to the greenhouse, obviously I've checked the leeks, sorted them out, shifted them out of the way. I've got, I noticed that the garlic that I had, the little bulbuses of garlic, these little things here, which I planted. So them ones there that I planted, they're the 2 year, I put them in 2 years ago, into the outside in my back garden at home, in the trenches that I built myself before I got my allotment. They didn't come nothing the first year, but then all of a sudden they came the second year. So I've dug them up, and that they haven't split or anything like that. So they're all, that's the biggest one I've got. So I can't remember if I told you in a previous video or not, but what I did was I just got the little tubs, filled them with compost, put them in, set them away, get them started. But when I came in tonight, the roots were thrown out to the bottom. So I've just put them in the back garden for the little Elizabeth, because the little back garden's her little plot. So I thought I'd do that for her. So I've got some more of these to do, because I've set them off at different stages. So all I'm going to do now is, I'm just going to do exactly the same again. pop them up, get me compost, put it in there, and just root it in first. Pop the garlic in there, cover it over, and I'm going to I'll put them in my little tray there. I've got a little tray here in the, got like a metal tray which I'm using as a water trough. So I've got to just put all my plants and everything in there. If I need a drink, feed them from the bottom. The ones that's in here, the rest, like the leeks and everything, I'm feeding from the top, so I can regulate how much water's going in. I'm watering them once a week at the minute, and they've come up fantastic at the minute. They're starting to come up a lot better than what the ones up on the top are, which haven't been getting any light. Well, they've been a little bit warmer as well recently. The electric heater doesn't need to be in, so it saved us a bit of money so on the electricity, so I'm happy about that. I'm going to be very busy over the next couple of days as I'm getting married on Saturday, the 23rd of December, and of course we've got Christmas Eve and Christmas Day as well, so a lot of things going on outside of the garden side of things, but everything's dormant at the minute. It's just a case of tidying up. I've got a lot of tidying up to do in preparation for next year, but I'll do that once Christmas and New Year and everything's all sorted out. We have a few spare hours next week, so I'm just going to potter on in here and get these garlic in before it gets any darker, because it's getting very dark at the minute. It's winter solstice today as well, so the lights are starting to start getting brighter at night time, thankfully. I hate the dark evenings. I hate getting up in the dark, and I hate coming home in the dark, as I'm sure everybody else does as well. So I'm trying to potter on, get these done. I've got a little friend here as well today. I've got my little Riz, the little elf on the shelf. Caught him in here. He hasn't moved anything yet, like, but the kids have enjoyed that. So I'm gonna crack on, get on these, and I'll more than likely I'll show you the leeks and onions, how well they're at the minute. Then I'm gonna go get me tea before I go to the kids' nativity play and me wedding rehearsal. That's tonight as well. So yeah, I'll show you the leeks and that. Then I'll catch you next time. So I'm gonna get this done. Right, that's them potted on. All I used was the compost I used, same as the leeks and everything I did earlier on. So I'll just show you that. So that's all them popped in. All I did was just fill them up to the top, push the bulbous down, and as you can see, so basically I'll just take this one back out. So there's the bulb, push it back down, cover the top, just to give it a good start for its feet. Sitting in the bottom of the water, I'll leave that in just overnight, let it get a drink, then I'll take them out and I'll put them on the other side. So I'll put them over here. So yeah, leeks are on the top to start with. Looking alright since I potted them on. So these have potted on. I've taken one from here and I've taken two from here that have got a little start of the smallest sign of rust. I've taken them off. I'll show you the grow room. So in here it's set at 10 degrees, the heater, 10-11 degrees. So I've got me onions that's on the end there. They're starting to kick up, which I'm pleased about. Which I thought I'd start to kill them off, but I haven't. That's fine. I've got my Cumbrian leeks here. They're looking alright. I mean, these are just these are the ones that the other guys didn't want really, so I'm just trying them out. Let's say it's the first year I've grown leeks, but why not start? They're the Yorkshire Giants there. They've come on since just been under the light for a week, and I've got some CSs at the end there. And my pendles are at the back. The pendle improved. I've got 6 pendle improved at the back there. I'm gonna have to get me sticks and me clips for them next time I'm at the garden. But yeah, these are all coming on canny that Sunday here. I've got a timer on for 12 hours a day at the minute, so they get watered once a week. So these are doing well under here. But yeah, that's it. I'm going in to get sorted out. Put you around there. So I'll catch it. I'll probably get out in the garden tomorrow and I'll show you what I've been doing down there with the polytunnel, the side netting and stuff like that. What else did I get done yesterday? I can't remember off the top of my head. What I got done. Nah, it's gone. But I've definitely got the polytunnel sorted out. And also I started made a start on the fire for the cement, the fire cement and stuff like that. So I started fire cementing the fire in, and start checking where the smoke's coming out if I stick the top on and stuff like that. But all little jobs to do get sorted with, but I will get there eventually. So I'll sign off for the night because it's getting dark out here, and what I want to do, one more thing before I go. I've got my marker pen. I'm going to mark up what these are, because it's bound to be a couple of weeks time I'll probably forget what's what, so I'm going to get them marked up now. So I'll catch you next time, and I'll see you later. Hello, I hope you all had a lovely Christmas. I know I did. Got married 23rd of December, so I've had a couple of days off. So I've come into the greenhouse. So I came into the greenhouse yesterday, and noticed there was a few problems, which I've now getting at the bottom too. All of my roses and all of my flowers all started withering and dying, mainly on the roses as well, which I'll see if I can grab a hold of one and show you. Oh, there is it there. So we've got what I now know to be mould, grey mould, due to lack of ventilation. Lack of ventilation inside the greenhouse. That's where I am at the moment, at home in the greenhouse. Lack of ventilation in here. I've been mainly trying to keep things warm enough over the cold weather. I've neglected to get any fresh air in here, apart from there that's circulating around in the little grow room underneath this bench. So the leeks and all that's fine, apart from, like I said, the ones in the last video, which are alright now. I'm not seeing any more signs of rust. So what I'm doing at the minute is I've brought all of the plants back into the greenhouse. I've already cleaned up the geranium cuttings, cut them back and things like that, and then see which ones had good roots and stuff like that. So I've cleaned all them off. So I'm about to do the roses now as well as the other things. But I was just panicking a bit of what the grey mould was, because I didn't know if it would affect the leeks or anything else in here. So everything got thrown outside, cleaned off. So I'm just going to start nipping off all the heads and all the dead plant material and everything, and cutting things right back. Luckily with the croissants, the little ones, the little popping ones which I've got here in the corner, they've started to shoot off some new cutting material. So I'll either pot them on, pot them on now, or I'll leave them for a little bit longer. But what I'm going to do today is I'm going to clean up all of the plants, take all the dead heads off, all the roses, and try and save them again, because there's still a lot of good cuttings in here. There's a lot of good growth coming on. I mean, the nice green stuff, it's really good. It's survived the cold weather. It's just the rest of the stuff which I need to pull off and get with me little secateurs. So I'm going to do that now as well, and see what's what. I might even plant some of this stuff up in fresh new compost, so see how things go with that. I've been down to the local town today, and I've popped into a couple of shops, and in Poundland found some hyacinths, 50p each. Where they were just, of course, but they'll do for next year. Put them in some fresh compost as well. They will be dying back now, but they'll do for next year. I did the same last year as well, and I've getting some hyacinths that's come through at Allotment. But yeah, so I'm going to crack on. As well, how are you? These are my last video. These are the garlic that I planted out in the last video, and as you can see, they're coming up straight away. So I've got plenty of garlic coming through, which I'll have to replant again. And these are just from the bulbs themselves. So I'll put them back on that bench there. So I'm gonna crack on and get all these tidied up and everything like that. And I'm gonna stick my music on and have a little bit of banter. The sun's just popped up and it comes through that gap down my alleyway. so I'm going to be blinded for the next 20 minutes or so until that goes to the back. But I'm going to get this crack off and I'll show you what I've done once I've done this. I've got to pop down to the garden today. My granddad's not feeling very well, so I'm going to go and sort the chickens out. So I'll show you the chickens while I'm down there as well, because I haven't showed you them. So I'll show you how they're getting on. And my next big cockerel should be getting ready to be eaten shortly. So I'll catch you once I'll show you in here once I've done this, and we'll go down there and I'll show you down there. Right, I'll just show you this what I'm doing with these now as well, so you can see that the roses are not looking the best, but there's still some green on there. So I'll see if I can find a bit of this mould that I was telling you about. It's basically all the dead material that's here. There's a prime example there. So I'll show you that in there. If I zoom in, focus on that. So it's like fluffy on the outside. So it's all attached to the dead material on there, and it's coming down the stick, down the twigs here. So what I'm doing is I'm cleaning all that dead material off the bottom. Clean it all off. I've get myself a couple of times, like show you this one anyways. So I've cleaned all the material off the bottom. You see all the twigs are nice and green. There's some lovely new growth there. So that's the stuff I'm trying to keep. I'm trying not to disturb it not much, as you can see on there. So what I'll do there is I'll cut it to the next bud, probably this one here. Then see what happens with from there. But I've noticed on a few of these as well, they've still got some buds on there. So there's still some roses coming from these, which is great, because these are the ones I got for the 12 pence from Morrison's. And they're indoor ones as well, which I'm trying to harden off by leaving them in the greenhouse at a nice set temperature. So I've already done a couple, which I'll show you. So I've had to cut a few of these right back as well. But there's a nice one. So I'll show you. So I've cut them right back, so I've given them the best chance they can get, left all the new growth on. Some of them I've cut right back down to the bottom, so we'll see how things go with them. But I'd rather them go right down to the bottom than lose them totally. There's a nice one with some nice growth on. So I've cleaned these off, cut them back down to the nearest bud. So hopefully, and I've just given them a spray. Given them a spray with some to clean off, just to clean them off. So I've got to do these. I'm just using a pair of sharp scissors, which I'm using at the minute. So for example, like I say with that, there's a nasty one there on that side. So just find it where that goes to, cut it. There we go, and that's that gone. I need to get rid of that, so I'll be burning them. So you can see on there. There we go. It's all nasty stuff on there. But lessons learned. Ventilation's important as well, which I already knew, but I didn't put into place in the greenhouse. That's the reason why the door. I did have some bubble wrap on the door section there, but between the windows I've cut them too small. So there's a couple of vents which are coming through, and I've also got this little window crack open as well. Let some more fresh air in. But it's still nice temperature in here. So, I mean, with the sun coming down, it's 13 degrees in here. When it's not, it's normally around about 5. And through the night, I'll lift the heater up so it stays warm in here through the night time as well, right, and warm enough. So yeah, I'm gonna get cracking on pot on with this. So I'll sort out with this. And I'm gonna get the rest of these done. So. Right, I'll show you these now as well. These are the croissants, the potting croissants. So, just spin the camera around there. Just spin that around a bit. Right, so as you can see, they've been hit pretty hard by the grey mould. But also, look down at the bottom here. There is some new growth coming out of the base. Whereabouts are they? There is some new growth coming through there. There's a nice new one there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a snipping of them. I'm going to put some rooting hormone in them, and I'm going to put them in some new compost. I'm going to put the compost, obviously just fresh cutting compost. There we go. So I'll just put them in there. A couple of weeks, leave them in here, see what happens. That is the plan. First of all, what I'm going to do though is I'm going to clean them all up. Dehead them all, clean them all up. Like I say, these are the ones I got for 10 pence. If I lose them, I lose them. If I don't, then I carry on. fantastic. But it's a good sign. It's a good sign, the fact that there's new growth already coming through them. So once again, bargains champion. So I don't mind waiting. I get them for next to pennies in anyway, so I don't mind waiting till next year. It's better than save. £2 each for all of these, so there's £8, and I'm going to get more cuttings off them as well, as long as the root and the take hold, which is fantastic, like I've already done with the geraniums as well. The geraniums, oh, hate him, he's not supposed to be there. The geraniums, so that's the geraniums which are tidied up and cleaned up. The ones that's got roots on, like this one here, this one's got roots on, but unfortunately I take all the head off because the grey mould had already getting hold of it too badly. But other than that, hopefully I've cleaned them off, skin them a spray, see what happens with them basically. So we'll see what happens, but that's what I'm busy doing at the moment. So what I'll do first is, before I start taking any cuttings, to see if it's actually alright to start taking cuttings from these. I believe it is. The other ones I've got done in the garden, the big chrysanthemums I've got done in the garden, they'll start having cuttings on them shortly as well, which I need to take off. I think it's January for them, to be honest, but we're far right close enough, so I'll see what's up. But like I said, I'm pleased with how they're coming along. With the new growth at the bottom of them, so I should get some more off there. So I'm going to sort of crack on with this as well. So right, so like I mentioned before, I'm just potting instead of taking the cuttings at the minute, because I think I'm just going to try and preserve them, try and get them, bring them back to life again. I've spotted a couple of new buds on, which is quite surprising as well, on some of the chrysanths. So I've got these larger pots, so all I'm doing is taking them out of here, give them a clean up. They've got good root systems on them. Really, I don't want them to go pop bound, you see, because these are supposed to go into the ground when I first bought them. So I'm just picking off all the dead leaves. Any ones that's too tight to pull, I'm cutting off. So let's have a look here. I'm deheading them as well. So these scissors, just dehead the tops. Them off, and that will concentrate on new growth from the bottom. So just a quick snip there. If you do hear a buzzing noise or a whirring noise, it's just the fan in the grow room down below. So all these leaves here taken off, but you can see the new growths there. All the new growths there. See the buds. Got fresh new buds on them. So, and there's the new growth I was on about before, just all the stuff down at the bottom. So I'm just busy potting these on into larger pots. Just a standard compost mix. I've got some multi-purpose compost there. I'm just popping them into the new one. Getting some fresh stuff. Something I really should have done ages ago when I first got them, but I just didn't get time. I'll just put them on the waterbed tray there, just to give them a bit of a drink. So we've got one more to do, then I'll have to clean the other ones off and I'll find some more pots. So all my pots I've got are the allotment. So I'll go and do and get some, I'll go down and bring some up. So just like everything else as well, I need to mark them. I know what they are. I've got a permanent marker in the house I need to bring in. I said I was going to do it the other day, but I didn't get a chance to do it. So this one here looks like it's been past. It's had better days. So I'll just cut off all of the cut off all the nasty stuff that's on there. So we'll get to the new growth. These got attacked pretty badly as well when it comes to the grey mould. So that's the reason why I'm making sure they're all nice and clean. I'll give them a quick spray as well once they're all done. We've got a good root system, so it should be alright. I'll check on these as well over the coming days just to make sure that everything's okay with them. I know I should be pulling these off, but they're just coming off nicely. snip back off there because that leaf looks like it's not good. There's a new set of leaves coming in behind it, so I'll just snip that old one off. Because technically it's not really needed anymore. With the new stuff that's coming, they smell lovely as well. They do. I love the smell of them, fresh flowers as well. Even just the greens. So I'll just pop them in there. And when it comes to it, I'll come to get the cuttings when I get sorted with them. So there we go. 4 fresh chrysanthemums sorted out. They're just little garden ones. They're not the big ones. They're not the big headed ones. They're just all you are is just for the garden. Just little ones. But it's somewhere to start really, because I've never ever grown flowers before. I did last year. I grew them the dahlias of course, but when it comes to the little garden, the bedding ones, I've never grown nothing like this before. So it's better to start somewhere, isn't it? So. Right, but I'm going to get cracking on and do the rest of these. I've got another 4 trays to do. I'm just going to be cleaning the 4 trays off. Like I mentioned, I haven't got no pots to pop them up into. So as you can tell, I haven't really had a plan today. It's just been a case of cleaning everything up and giving it a second chance basically. So I'm going to get sorted out with the rest of that. Oh, that's it there from the camera. Right, so basically after all the babbling on I've just done there, I've getting it all done and dusted and sorted out, so I'll just spin you around. I'm getting sorted out in the greenhouse today. I'll spin you around and show you everything's nice and clean now. So what I've got is, I've got the chrysanthemums, as it states on here, 4 garden mums. They're all cleaned off, the new growth on the bottom there. That's them ones as well. Clear off all the dead leaves, all the nastiness off them. I've potted these 4 as well. Like I mentioned before, this one's got buds on the top. Excuse me, dirty fingers, and you go get them washed. I did these geraniums the other day, and let's say with the likes of this one here, I've had to lift it up. There's still a good root system on the bottom from where I took the cutting, so I've just snipped it to a little bit below where all the damage was. So that one there coming on as well. So we'll see how things go. I've got a couple here which are definitely going to be alright, so them 4 there. So yeah, that's them ones done, dusted. I've put it on these hyacinths, the 50p ones I've gotten. I've put them in the pots, some fresh compost. And see how things go with them there for next year now. You can see that dying off. Then the rose bushes. So these are the rose bushes that were full and nasty. As you can see, they've got the new growth on as well. And this one here has got a bud on, so a couple of buds on the back there as well, so that's looking alright. So but yeah, they're all cleaned off. A lot of them I've had to cut right back down, like this one here, cut right back down again, and this one here also, but yeah, we'll see how things go with them. I've cut these back as well, so I've cut this right back, got this one right back. I've still got to do these 2, but other than that, there's a good ventilation in here now as well, so that's that. Then these are just the leeks I've got sitting on the top here as well. They've had a spray as well. So me and Sky are coming down, going down to the garden now, so we'll show you around there once we're sorted out. Water Sky.
Yes, let's go get in.
Sky can't get in the greenhouse. So we'll see you down at the greenhouse. Right, so I'm at the allotment. It's pitch black dark. I can't get into my granddad's because the key's not bloody working. Spent the last 20 minutes trying to get into the keys. But yeah, I've gotten the net on. So that's the net. All the way across. I've got tons of this netting. So the netting's on the crosser side. It's all stapled on, it's all nice and tight. It's not going anywhere. So now I've just got to get the polythene on the top there. Everything else is in. You can't really see much because I've got the light off. I'll see if I can get the light on, bear with us a second. I still can't see now, but the light's on anyways. In the greenhouse. Keep going, Sky. So in the greenhouse. It's all nice and dry in here. I've got that. I've got the fire all cemented in there. Fair cemented across the top as well, so there's no water dribbling down there, dribbling down through there anymore. So that's a good start, good sign. So let's see eventually what I'm going to have in here. It's too dark, can't really focus on anything in here at the minute. So what I'm going to have in here is this pipe's going across, like I mentioned before.
And then we're going here.
Got my leek. That's what's put aside of port. Make that a bit of a drink. In here, there's no happening in here. Can't remember what I've got put in there. Got a couple of peas in there. I think I put the sweet peas in there, which I'll just pop them through there now. What else have I got? Oh, my elephant garlic. So, see, this is just starting to show its face now as well. So, there's the elephant garlic. It's taken months for that to come through, absolutely months.
I've not been here for a long time.
Yeah, well, that one's coming through now as well. We've got the top. But other than that, there's nothing else to show down in here, because it's all pretty quiet. Oh, Sky grabbed in there. Got them, that blue packet there. That's the one. Just grab the blue packet.
Okay, let's go.
I need to grab the root and hormone as well. Just for one whip back home. Yeah, I've got tons of this meshing. So the croissants over there, the hyacinths I was on earlier on, that's them ones. They haven't come to nothing like. In my spring pot, you can't really see because it's dark. The crocus are starting to show themselves all the way across. Starting to show themselves. We've got these ones, a better example. So as you can see, they're showing the faces. Also got, I can't remember, I think they're daffodils in there, so showing come through as well. But everything else, it's starting to get too dark to show you around now. But everything else is there. I've still got my Brussels sprouts there. A lot of them are. They're still alright, they just need the tops taken off them. I've still got tons and tons of them. What are we doing there? And everything's exactly the same as what it was like before. Yes, you can see the moon, Sky, you can see the moon. So that's everything. I've got my onions out in there, you can't see nothing there neither. Let's have a look at the sweet peas. Use probably taking a hammer in here. I can get the lid off. Can't even get the lid off. Pull up the water to this side. So, I've got my sweet peas in there. I'll have to come down and sort all these out. The elephant garlic there, two of them are going mad.
It's so amazing.
That's not really the best. Not really the best thing to show you at the minute, so I'm going to sign off. So I'll catch you in a bit and I'll see you next time. Bye, Sky.
Bye.